Hey everybody, welcome back to La-Mulana, and as I mentioned, we're just taking a whirlwind tour of cultures at this point.
We kind of screwed up Egypt a little bit.
I don't know, I think it'll do fine without its sun god being a ultra-nuclear weapon, and some crazy dude fusing with 3 different gods to become hyper god. I think it's better off.
Yeah. Although, I mean, that literally did happen in the mythology.
So here's a mistake I completely forgot about from the first video of the series.
Surtur! We remember seeing that guy. Oh no.
I forgot to activate that dais in the first video of the LP. God damn it.
Oh, for God's sake. I remember you bringing that up, too. Why didn't you activate it? Or is that when you died and just forgot to do a bunch of stuff?
I think I was at 0 weights when I got here, so I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's right.
Because I got to the club, but I had no weights. So when I came back here with like 80 weights, I forgot to just go there because I was like, give me my goddamn claw.
Sure.
And it's also kind of weird seeing a skeleton that's actually useful. That's because it's a developer skeleton, not a Kickstarter skeleton.
Ah, yep.
So then I'm not talking about making wall guacamole.
Guacamole.
So this is going to be a weird update in that I'm trying to get to the new area. However, I need to do a couple things here in Icefire Treetop in order to do so. And it's also going to stretch to getting some extra power-ups and also maybe going back to Immortal Battlefield? There's a lot of prep work involved to get where we need to go.
I mean, but that's kind of the way this game works, isn't it?
Also, she mentioned Eresh Kigal. We met her.
Yes.
So this
You
clue...
have nothing to be taken. Ah. Okay.
This is a clue of how you're supposed to do the initial path, but because Nagoro accidentally put a return gate in that one area that they removed, people would just chump that puzzle. I was talking to some people on chat when I was streaming this game on chat, and apparently the original design was you were supposed to lose every item, talk to Hell, and say, please remove me from the underworld, I'm not supposed to be here. That way you would warp out, get your stuff back, and then since you activated the Holy Grail, you would come back and say, joke's on you, bitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Ah, I see.
Here's also a fun bit of trivia. This is supposed to be frigid water to the point of damaging to your skin. In the first release of this game, the hazard here would be flammable gas. So I just sat here and thought, is this a lake of methane?
It's a lake of frozen farts.
Yeah.
Anything is possible in space.
But this is in space, this is underground.
I mean, technically it's in space. Underground is just a part of space, isn't it?
So let me tell you about trying to do this puzzle naturally and not without the double jump and or ice boots. Fuck that.
Yeah?
That room sucks if you try to do it earnestly. Just get the goddamn double jump. Don't even worry about it.
Just do it.
I also really like the music of this area. It's very bombastic. Now,
It does feel like it's leading up to something big.
Now, it takes me a little bit to realize this, but I'm doing things a little bit ahead of schedule. So, in order to activate the room below us, we need to piss off Ratatosk.
Okay.
Now, if you remember...
Like- He's been trying to kill us since basically the start of the game, so how much matter do we need to get him?
So if you remember when we first went here, I went to Ratatosk and I said, I don't want to fight him, he's too powerful at this point, he'll murk me.
Sure.
I think it's about time to deal with that.
Ah, okay.
Look at that fucking HP damage.
Youch. I never noticed that he was holding a crystal skull.
Yeah?
I'd like that, please, Ratatosker.
Yeah, I wanted to insult me and call me bad names and take my Pepsi.
I want him to say shit about the Snake Men. I want him to just throw mad shade at the Snake Men.
Hell yeah. Who are you this time? Because each individual skull is not like an individual person. Basically, you get a skull and then it increments down the lore, so you can't get, like, say, the first skull, then get the 5th skull and have this, like, gap in information.
Right, or accidentally get the last skull
That
first
too.
and then have everything spoiled.
I don't know if you could do that, actually.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's gated behind actual game progress.
So here's the interesting thing about the striation of Eglana. We first saw Ratatosk in the original La-Mulana ruins, which is at like the top surface. Then we saw him in the roots of Yggdrasil, which is the middle striation, or which is the central striation. Then we saw him here in the Immortal Battlefield, which is supposedly the center of it all. Now we're going to the Icefire Treetops, which is supposedly the lower portion of the area. Okay.
I love that little laugh. It's just like, you want this Ankjewel, huh? Huh?
Also,
oh, fun.
that trap is inconsequential for us, but if you're on hard mode, that's poison lava.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Atum is the one I was thinking of last episode. But yeah, each time we keep going, Ratatosk is getting deeper and deeper, and he's doing more damage to us.
Okay.
Also, one thing to keep in mind, not only is he getting stronger, he's getting more attacks. Now here's the worst part of it. You have to remember every single place where you fought Ratatosk. And, well, I shouldn't say fought Ratatosk, where you encountered him.
What?
Every single time you met Ratatosk outside of the La-Mulana ruins, you gotta remember the location. By the way, here's a good old reference.
BTK.
Take a look at her face. So, the shopkeeper at the pork item shop is a reference to the character in Nightmare 3, Shalom for the MSX. Nightmare being the direct inspiration to La-Mulana. Well, Nightmare 2, the Maze of Gallius. By the way, if you heard that sound cue when I was warping out, the game had a weird error and assumed I activated the lava trap again?
Oh.
It's really weird. I don't know why it did that. I may or may not be a little impatient. Just imagining a headbanging Lamisa as she's just listening to this music.
Just like, hell yeah, I love this battle music.
So this is really fucking hard, actually, because he gets, like, delayed shots.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because I was scatterbrained when I record this or what, but I had an unusually hard time dealing with this fight. It also doesn't help that he has Guile's flash kick.
Sure.
Now, every Ratatosk fight is roughly the same, he just gets more attacks to fuck with you. There's always a platform, and if you go to a platform that is level height, he'll try to headbutt you. And that's the perfect opportunity to just get in some damage. The kicker here is that he has those delayed laser beams, and oh man, those are just the worst. And he does a lot of damage too at this point in the game. It's unpleasant.
Sure.
Aside from that, it's just the same old rat.
Ooh, this is clutch.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Having some anxieties here.
Yeah, when I saw my HP, I was like, okay, maybe I should actually focus for a goddamn second.
The little skeleton's just like, hey, yeah, maybe I'll get the kill.
I'm gonna kill steal from Ratatosk. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be level 100 skeleton boss.
Yeah.
That's how Eglana works.
Level up. I'm the true hero. Is he holding a crystal skull again? I should have an Ankjewel.
Trying to find this message. There we go. So this is a clue that indicates that the skulls are actually linked to the difficulty system of this game. Every so often, the amount of skulls you get, more enemies will be introduced to the levels of each area as they kind of like start raiding each area and start infiltrating the levels. You'll notice that later on in the video when we come back here in that little pendulum room, there will be more monsters about. So the more we progress skulls, the harder the game gets.
Ah, okay.
Now, here's the fun part. If you play hard mode, you start a tier higher on the spawn list.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I'm here with 32 health, and I know where the Holy Grail tablet is in this next area, so let's just, heal.
Sure. Have a hot spring. Cure your curry addiction.
Welcome to Egypt. This is just straight up Egypt. Or not Egypt, what am I talking about? Greece. Help.
I mean, you know, the spread of Hellenism, it impacted Egypt as well.
Yeah, it kind of did, didn't it?
Right? Like, Ptolemy. That's a Greek name.
I like Typhon here.
Pyramids of Giza. Yeah.
I like the use of Typhon here because when I was playing this game for the first time, I had just finished playing Prey, the 2017 version. So I saw Typhon there, I'm like, wait a minute. What? And then I had to look at him like, oh wait, Typhon is actually a god. Never mind, I'm silly.
Yeah. Some kind of storm titan, isn't he?
I don't recall. I haven't gone
Look
like.
that up.
All right. Yeah, this is great. Thanks, short round.
No problem, Dr. Lamisa.
By the way, it's Hermes.
Yeah, there he is. That's weird.
What's
He's like Michael. He's the Archangel Michael is what he is.
Yeah, they kind of mix around the mythologies here, because also our dad has his shoes.
Okay, so Typhon is kind of a mess.
I mean, yeah, but do go on.
Well, cause it's like, okay, so either Typhon was a Titan, the son of Gaia and Tartarus, or just sprouted out of Cronus, or was born from Hera. But anyway, Typhon is just a monster.
Gotcha.
Just some fucking monster.
If I remember right,
Immensely powerful, and on his shoulders were 100 snake heads that emitted fire and every kind of noise, including fart noises.
By the way, there's a puzzle there. If you saw, the left side was filled with spikes and a platform was coming towards us. I may have been talking over the breaking noises that would occur if you jump back down in here.
Oh.
But the puzzle was, like, you see that, you're supposed to jump back down, and oh look, the spikes are cleared.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there are any animations that show that. Oh no, wait, there is. They showed the typical boulder breaking animation. Naked.
Look at arrows.
So, fun story. This is the god of sexuality, and Torpo had to tell me this midstream as I just sat there going naked.
Yeah, with the porn stash and everything, which is pretty perfect for Eros, actually.
I'm pretty sure the developers saw that and they're just like, yes, good, perfect.
They're like, yeah, just make him a weirdo. It's probably fine.
So, Typhon fits perfectly in this because it's the Greek tale of, like, gods and titans and shit. And, in the original mythos of the game, the second children were winged creatures of varying types, and apparently that means they're Greek. By the way, here's the best shopkeeper.
Moment to mentally prepare yourself. What? Come on.
So Mega Rock is a reference to the Shy Guys in Doki Doki 2 Magic Shop. It's fucking Mega Man.
Yep. It's absolutely the North American box art guy from Mega Man.
And he's brain damaged.
Oh my god!
And of course, perhaps being out of touch with people for so long is the reason why he seems a little high. I can't help but think that that's a reference to Mighty Number 9.
That is some pretty powerful shade.
So this is a super esoteric clue. Within the belly of the crawling infernal fiend, and you see a portrait in the tablet, and on there's a fucking weight in that pillar in this belly of the beast.
Oh, that's I mean, that's one of those ones that I kind of hate because it's obvious once you get it, but it takes a really strong, like, leap to get there.
I like this. Screw the mother. This land is ours.
I love how these guys have such, like, weighty language, but also they say stuff like, seriously, what the hell? And dirt nap.
Something is strange here. There are two mothers, one in mind and one in body. What the fuck?
That should do the trick.
I love it.
I need to speak to history here, but also I kind of get lazy halfway through and just act really colloquial and casual.
The Anunnaki are fucking great. Hello, Orpheus.
Good old Orpheus.
He looks so sad.
Well, of course, because he's an idiot.
How so?
Well, because he had one job. One fucking job. Don't look back.
And he looked
And
back.
what does he do? Fucking looks back, man.
It's actually quite hilarious because one game I was playing for a good hot while, Labyrinth of Refrain, uses that same exact story.
Oh, yeah. Like, Orpheus and Eurydice is sort of like the original story about how dudes just don't listen.
Yeah. Now here's
Baphomet!
a reference.
Didn't we kill Baphomet in fucking La-Mulana 1?
We absolutely did, but remember, where there's a front side, there's a back side.
It's backside Baphomet. Oh, she's just a cosplayer.
Yeah? And keep in mind, we have her outfit.
Really?
Yeah, we have Baphomet's outfit.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's the Greek thing it's the little Greek outfit that we had before. I just don't wear it much because I really don't like it.
No, it's a little racy.
Now here's something. I'm going to spoil something, a cute little teaser, because I cannot guarantee you that I will go back and get that line. But later in the game, when you're progressing often, if you go back to Baphomet, she just says, "Ah, it's you again. I met a man just like you recently. He was very strange. He saw me and in an instant pulled out a gun, and his dad had to stop him." And I just sat there and smiled, because that's a good-ass reference.
That is pretty good. Like, honestly, if I were Lemeza, I would probably feel pretty pissed off, too.
It's like, I thought I killed you. Wait, it's not that one.
Like, no, you did. She's a cosplayer.
Ow.
Woof. Hello.
Thanks,
Mjolnir
Typhon.
didn't help you with that one.
Yeah, there are two types of, they did that because with Mjolnir, like, Divine Judgment doesn't mean much, so there's Divine Judgment and there's Super HD Divine Judgment 4K texture upscale. That one was a fucking mouthful, I'm sorry. So, a while back
X-Men 720p.
A while back in Takamagahara, we got a tablet that said, "The Wheel of Heaven will only spin with the appropriate words." This sure looks like a Wheel of Heaven.
Sure. Well, it doesn't now.
This is the gimmick of this level. There are 4 specific rooms that will change configuration based on the Wheel of Heaven. Speak the words of heaven, and certain rooms will change. Case in point, Typhon now has radiant lighting. So, it's not apparent right now, and I'm gonna edit out a lot of the 5 minutes of me trying to figure this out. But my idiot brain doesn't realize there's a ladder on the left there.
It's okay, I didn't even see it.
However, I did keep in this part of the footage because while I'm looking for the answer of my woes, we still gotta solve a puzzle and get a tablet. That's not my scanner. What is this? Now those are some references, but yeah, this is kind of a smaller version of the Dimensional Corridor where you can't progress until you beat 4 bosses.
Oh, okay.
And this one's not hard.
So, Arachne, punished for hubris.
Sounds very familiar to a certain LPer in this room.
Yes, indeed. Well, you didn't get turned into a spider for saying that you could weave nicer than Athena.
Wow, whoever said that's a fool.
Well, that's Arachne for you. And Athena's like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, bitch? You like weaving, do you? How about you weave out of your butt? You're a spider now.
So one of the big puzzles in this thing is that it says that Typhon is powered by energy, and there's energy coming out of this like giant-ass light. So let's power those solar panels and power up the Typhon.
There he is.
Now we're gonna kill Morgan Yu. Let's go.
Alright. Let's do it. I'm gonna turn into a coffee cup.
Yeah. That multiplayer game is fucking fantastic, by the way. It's so dumb.
Oh, really?
It's just prop hunt, but it's fun. Speaking of Arachne.
Oh, gross! Gross! Ew! Oh, that's creepy. That is a creepy fucking design.
So, I may have not have outlined this, but have you noticed that these skeletons just won't fucking die?
Yeah, I figured they were like iron skeletons, so all you can do is knock them down.
This level is when we're introduced to the blue skeletons. Technically not, we saw them in Takamagahara. And they're just punk bitches.
Oh, hey, Skilla.
You're easy. I think the gimmick was she's supposed to have infinite, like, serpent heads to deal with that. I don't know what happened there, but that was obviously not the case, and I just trounced her.
Yeah, you just kind of like killed her butt tentacles, and there you go.
But yeah, this area introduces the blue skeletons. They can't die, not without a very specific item. In hard mode, they're introduced as early as a noon.
Yep, you get to deal with them for a long time.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun.
Eh.
And
Yeah, they really got in the way.
Their entire point, too, the beauty of it is their entire point is to knock you off of ladders and staircases and shit.
My boys.
Or block a very inane platform that you need to land on in order to get to a power-up. This boss fight is fucking weird.
Oh, he spits out little wolfie babies.
By the way, they fucking explode because they have sand timers on their head, and if it zeroes
Oh,
out...
they so do! Oh, little men!
So, veterans of La-Mulana have probably seen the elephant in the room. We'll address that when we're done here. But I actually like this boss fight a lot because the design is weird, the enemies are hilarious, and he's actually a legitimately tough fight. Also, elbow drop.
Yep. They're so cute.
This is the funniest boss fight in the game, and I love it. There's no RNG to his attacks either. Depending on how close you are, he'll either spit out his boys or he'll shoulder tackle you. And you can only damage him by whipping his tongue.
I see.
I say whipping, but it's any weapon, really. By the way, don't blink.
Oh god, oh no. Wow!
So,
That was a nifty trick.
first off, it ate our coins, so fuck that.
Yeah.
Second off, that is a puzzle specifically designed to fuck with the players of La-Mulana 1, because in La-Mulana 1, you fight a boss with a similar thing hovering dangerously above you. If you wait too long, it drops on your dome and you fucking die. I fell for that trick. When I saw that thing and I beat the boss, I'm like, you're not gonna get me this time, motherfucker. I went to a corner and got hyper dunked on.
I mean, that's some pretty vintage La-Mulana is what that is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the developer did say, give me money, I'll kill you. He didn't fucking lie. In fact, I died to many glitches that I would tweet on the developers saying, hey developers, please fix this glitch. I don't want to fight infinite reviving Fenrir. And they would fix that shit day one, which is pretty good actually. These guys are great at just like fixing glitches on the spot. But oh boy, this game kicked my ass.
I mean, part of that, I'm sure, was because you extremely wisely decided to do your first playthrough in hard mode, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm smart.
Of course.
Look at how rad he looks. He's so majestic.
He's so cute. He's just a fat little head man.
Mm-hmm. So, For those that played the original La-Mulana remake and remembers the last health orb, this is the last health orb. Don't sweat bullets, it's actually really easy. I think the developers understood that a puzzle that required both an attack from the boss itself to access the room, and then time stop in order to, like, do the puzzle right, was probably just a smidge too fucking idiotic.
A little bit rude, yeah.
So in order to get the other half of that thing, we need to rotate the rooms and get the configuration right in order to get the other dais. It's simple enough, I just don't have the configuration going right now. And I'm pretty sure that little icon on the top left there, each room has a number 1 to 4 in original La-Mulanese. I don't know why. But yeah, it's just there. I think they just added that in as a way to, like, tell which room is what.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So here's another puzzle I'm ashamed to admit took me about 5 minutes of just floundering about to solve. I digress though, I will eventually edit it, but if you have keen eyes, you'll notice behind that griffin statue is Data.
Oh. Oh.
We gotta get that shit.
Yeah, we do. No two ways about it.
Gotta get that ultra rare griffin data that isn't totally gotten by just getting a monster manual.
Super rare.
I mean, it technically is. It's boss data, man. You ain't gonna get that shit on the dark web.
I mean, maybe you're not.
Well, I just don't have the connections, I guess.
I've said too much. I really like griffins. I like them. I like them an awful lot. I think they're pretty cool animals. Pretty cool mythical animals.
So there's another instance of me trying to be cool and beefing it. But the puzzle here is you have to outrun the statue being dropped on you. Because in order
smaller griffin.
Because in order to activate this room, you need to move that statue onto the platform there. But by doing so, you won't have access to the dais, which is needed to move the ladder in a critical position.
Oh, okay.
It's a deceptively simple puzzle that took me 5 minutes to remember. And yes, that block can crush you and kill you. Don't flounder about.
I see. Very nice.
Activate the machine.
Oh. Turn on the old griffin lift.
The stone statue of like, dude, what's going on? What?
Like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like being too high up.
Even though I'm a winged being.
Nope, don't like it. Afraid of heights.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention, like, you mentioned liking griffins. What about their weird cousin, the hippogriff?
That's just a flying horse.
Well, this is just a flying horse as well?
Looks like a bear. Like, it kind of looks like it's got just a bear body.
This is actually an owlbear. We were fucked with the whole time.
Yep, it's an owlbear.
And with the flail whip, he's nothing.
What a garbage monster. I'll just go back to playing Dragon's Dogma. Good griffins in that game.
Yeah. By the way, we got the perfume. I'll never understand the mythos for this, but in both games, they'll kill skeletons. And guess what, motherfucker? Fuck them blue skeletons. Eat it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, look at that. Blue skeleton. Toast. You just smelled too nice.
Feels good, man.
Sure.
Just... maybe it's because I went through a solid 30 hours of this game without being able to kill those fuckers, and just being able to kill them just feels right. Now there are still 2 upgrades we gotta get, and I never did get that health orb.
Alright.
Even when I could kill them, they're still bitches. I don't think this is the right configuration. No, it's not, because we're gonna go up here and we're gonna get blocked. Sigh.
Yep. Oh well.
But if we configure it right, we come here, and we do this. And then a fucking harpy owns us for life.
Of course. Well, like harpies do.
Mm-hmm. Beware
The mobility of a bird and the spite of a human.
Beware the harpy's song arisen.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. I may or may not have gotten the right configuration there.
Oh.
I actually think I took the wrong
ice and
ladder.
fire both.
Oh no. Yeah, I had to change the room a little bit. So, the room configuration bit is more than just this. Once we get to a room, I will explain. But first, look at that full HP bar.
Hell yeah. Look how strong you are.
So, there is a tablet in this game that says Chaos watches over the fight between angels and demons. Depending on the balance, Chaos weeps. And if you notice, each of those rooms had the iconography of an angel and a devil. You would use that, and depending on who you put on top, angel or devil, the balance will change, allowing you to access the Mobile Super X3 Plus. Ah, look at all that RAM. 2 gigabytes of RAM is actually pretty shit. Can't run anything on that.
2 gigs of RAM. Crazy good for an MSX, though.
Yes. Now, I do want to stop by this area, just to get the checkpoint. But hey kids, remember the dimensional corridor?
Sure.
It's back!
Bro.
But instead of Tiamat, you had to fight Echidna.
Huh. The 11 children of Echidna.
Mm-hmm. Remember when I said Greek mythology? Hoo boy.
Oh, yeah.
I do gotta admit, I like the chill version. I like both versions of Hall of Malice's music. Because, man, they kill it with that song. So we got the health orb, we have full health, we got the Mobile Super X3 Plus, which is the best tablet we could get. But we're still missing one pickup here. I can't call it an upgrade because it is exactly not an upgrade. But in order to get this, we need to make, I believe, angels on top. Yep. By the way, this statue here of Chaos is required for the Brahma puzzle because Chaos is the deity of creation.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Also, fuck this skeleton.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
I must only use my powers to annoy.
And nothing else. Power of necromancy is the power to annoy. I don't know why it's the linchpin for a lot of D&D plots.
Because D&D players are sociopaths.
It's like, oh no, you need to stop the necromancers from making an army of darkness to terrorize the land, but they'll just menace us and like chatter in our faces. They're actually not threatening at all. Just do it.
Yeah, I'm actually fine with it. Oh, hello there. Whoop.
Yeah, the axe. My sweet darling from the first game. My old flame. Sweetheart, what are you doing here?
The good old axe. We love the axe. Axe is nice.
We did it.
Let's get choppy.
So, the axe was the original best weapon in the first game. Oh, sweetheart, you've put on weight. So, not only is the axe smaller than the original game, it's also slower. It's not affected by the Vajra. And its damage is equal to the katana. So suffice to say, the axe in this game is well and wholly worthless.
That is a real shame.
And when I finally got the axe and just realized this, I was like, oh, come on. But yeah. That's the gate of blah blah blah. The Heaven's Labyrinth. Sorry. Boof. Wow. Brain.
There you go.
So I got to do a little bit of farming because in order to do what I want to do next, I need to get a lot of gold. I need to get gold to get the fairy. Then I need to get more gold to get the secret fairy. Then I gotta get even more gold to get a very specific item in the Shrine of the Giants to get more gold for stuff. We need a lot of gold for where we're going next. Avarice is our wingman at this point. But yeah, next time I'm going to be getting a lot of money, a lot of secrets, and a lot of sassy fairies. See you folks next time.